What's up guys, Dirty Kitty, the Yu-Gi-Oh! Duel Station. I'm here with a discussion video. I've decided to do a little bit talking about my thoughts on YCS Indy, which I don't know if you guys know about, is over with. So I was going to talk about the top 8 and talk about my opinions on them. So it looks like the first place, because I got my laptop right here, looks like we got first place, we got Junior Dorsins, or Dorkins, with first place, 6 Samurais, which I expected, just because, I didn't really expect it, but 6 Samurais are a good deck and they do spam, and there's a lot of decks right now that rely on their spells and traps, which everyone knows that 6 Samurais, all they do is negate, 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 and plus they just spam the field. So I'm not surprised that they're doing good, but I figure that everyone with their side decks was focused on a different area, mostly the meta. So, Gear Gaia's, there's a little bit of Dino Rabbit, sort of, not really. I think Dino Rabbit's pretty much dead in my opinion. It's not dead, but with 2 Tour Guide, 2 Rabbit, it pretty much got a kick in the nuts. Second place we have Windups. Doesn't surprise me at all, because Chris Valters, or Valters, whatever, got second place with Windups. Doesn't really surprise me because of Windups winning the other YCS, YCS Toronto, that's what it was. With Windups winning YCS Toronto, that actually sparked a lot of interest in the deck, so people actually, biters, people that just wanted to make the deck in general, people that have their own ideas with it. I think that Windups are still good. They have the OTK version, even though they don't have the hand loop, which the hand loop just made them stupid and broken, and I refuse to play them. That was just my personal thing, was that if I played a Windup deck, I refuse to play them because I don't like the loop, and I know the loop is extremely sacky. All they did was go first turn loop. I have 1 card in my hand, if that. Then next format they would have gotten Dagosto Emerald, which would have just made the whole thing worse. So I'm glad that at least they put the boat to 1. I would have much rather see them hit Rat, because Rat would stop the whole deck in general. Without Rat, they can't bring stuff from the graveyard, they can't do anything that they really wanted to do. So the boat, yes, it hurts them because they can't, go for their combos and stuff like that, but they still have Magician, they still have Shark, they still have Rat, they still have Rabbit, they still have Factory, etc. The whole deck is completely fine, except for the fact that there's 1 boat. So I guess that kind of turned into more of a rant, but in basic words, I expected the Windups to at least get top 8. I didn't exactly expect second place, because they won YCS Toronto, but I did expect a high one. So I like the fact that the second place one ran 2 Snowman Eater. I thought that was kind of a cool tech, whether it's a tech or not. Third place, we have Robbie Cole, who got third place with Machina Gadgets. I like the Machina Gadgets, I really do, but the only thing I don't like about them is the problem with the 1 offering, and we all know this is a problem, because everyone knows that you can just offering normal, 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 Shockmaster, normal, 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 whatever, normal, normal, and then your field's probably full. I wasn't paying attention to what I was saying. But what you do have with the Machinas is that you have your Fortress that comes back all the time, so you most of the time you will always have this 25 beater that if it gets destroyed by a monster effect, you can look at your opponent's hand, and if it gets destroyed by battle, you can destroy 1 monster your opponent controls. So in one sense, it's kind of cool, but I think Machina Fortress is a little too unbalanced, besides the fact that you have to discard. That is what makes him balanced. I believe that the fact that you have to discard cards to equal 8 or more, and Machina Fortress is 7 by itself, I like that. It forces you to discard, which actually makes the card more balanced than it actually is. So, I like the fact, because can you imagine Machina Fortress if it was 7 or higher? That would just be stupid, because discard Fortress, special Fortress, that's it. I like the fact that it says 8 or more. That's why people decided to run. That's why occasionally certain people would run 1 cannon, because you could discard cannon and Fortress, go for Fortress. And then, with double Fortress, you can go Big Eye, take your opponent's monster, attack for game. So it's still a lot of fun. But so Machina Gadget, I like it. I actually lost round 7 at regionals to Machina Gadgets. It was actually kind of a cool loss, but it was fun to see the deck get played. He ran 2 of each gadget, which I thought was kind of cool, because I guess that's when he came into 3 Gear Frame, 3 Fortress, 1 Cannon. Yeah, see, there's the cannon I was talking about. 1 Gores, 2 Trag, 1 Grand Soil. I'm surprised that he didn't run 2 Grand Soil, just because, well, I'm not completely surprised. There's 1 Grand Soil is really good, just because with all the gadgets, and if you don't have that Avarice, you have the gadgets with you, so you can just drop the Grand Soil, reborn a gadget, Even though it doesn't help you, you could still exceed if you normal summon another gadget. The point is that Grand Soil was actually a pretty good choice, and I'm glad he put it in there. But that's why Grand Soil went from like $15 to like what, 60? I could be inaccurate on that. Fourth place, we have Parker Robertson, who played Heretics. I think this is kind of cool because I've never thought really that Heretics were that bad. Even with the Red MD going down to 1, I still think the deck had a chance and could do good. Because the fact that they put Red MD to 1 ruined Gustav Max, which made the deck more balanced. Because can you imagine the format that we would be in right now if we still had at least 2 Red MDs? They'd be spamming faster, they'd be going for Gustav Max, you'd be dead in 1 turn. Especially with the Gaia Chargers. I mean, I'm a Lightstorm player, so I like to set my Raikou. Well, if I play Heretics, they'll just go first turn Gaia Charger. I take 24. I mean, I get to blow up a monster, but that's it. I take 24 plus whatever else he summoned. I think that the thing about Heretics is that they spam really fast, which is one thing I like. The thing that I don't like about his deck, though, which I don't really know how it worked, he ran triple card D. Most of the time what it seems like is that, yes, I know that you go Tefnuit, special, or tribute, and special something else, and then eventually when you do get your normal summon, shit hits the ceiling. But, I mean, the thing about the card D is that, yeah, it does kind of use a normal summon, so I like the card D, I also don't like it. So it has good sides, bad sides. Top 8. Wait, so that was, yeah, so here's the rest of top 8. As we all know, we got Billy Break with Insectors. Great job, Billy. One thing that I think is really interesting about this is that it's Insectors. Insectors have Hornet at 1, and they have Dragonfly at 1. I mean, they still have everything else, but the fact that they took away the spamming engine really helps. But the thing is that they run Tomatoes, and they run everything else just to get that Dragonfly to the hand, or that Hornet in the grave, or that Centipede in hand, whatever. Just be ready for the next turn to explode. I like the fact that Insectors did good. The cool thing is that I watched an interview with Billy. No one had a side for it. Everyone is expecting to side for Gear Guys, Wind-Ups, etc. But nobody really had a side for Insectors because everyone thought Insectors were dead. So I guess you could say that this was actually a really smart move for Billy because, yes, everyone may have some certain sides in their deck that they can just automatically take out. Because, oh, this card's not good for Insectors. Just take that out. Put this in. Yeah, they could have sides, but they don't have any major hurting stuff like Shadow Imprisoning, Skill Drain, etc. He said that was his worst thing all day was the Skill Drain, and he only ran into that like twice. That's it. But he ran the MSTs and stuff like that, so he got rid of the Skill Drains. And he ran Royal Decrees in his side deck. For 6th place, we have Stefan Bizel with Chaos Dragons. This is another really interesting thing. He put in one dad, which I thought was kind of cool, one Eclipse Wyvern, which was actually really interesting, and I looked at it and I watched his deck list online, and he didn't have very many targets for that Eclipse Wyvern, and plus he was also worried about sharking. It's like, oh, your opponent could just ask to see your deck. So basically, he decided to go with one Chaos Dragon, or one Eclipse Wyvern, which I think was pretty smart. The one Red MD, I don't, like, there's certain things that make me wonder, how do these decks do so good? The ban list was supposed to hit them and make the deck more balanced, but yet they're still topping. So, I would like to see other decks given a chance. Like, honestly, I would like to see Plant Synchro come back. Because, yes, there is no Glow Up Bulb, which definitely hurts the deck. But we have two Debris Dragon, and yes, there's no Trishula. But the problem is that we still have 2 Debris, which actually can sort of bring the plant engine back. I choose to run 1 Tomato because it makes Spore level 5 and you can search with it. Whether you run Plague Spreader or you run other things, whatever. I expect Solar Recharge is going to go back up in price again just because he ran triple Recharge, triple Raikou, and triple Lila. Just because of the fact that Chaos Dragons are apparently still good and there's always people that net deck and figure out what they're going to do. What place are we on? I think we're on 7th? Yeah, Anthony Eckroth with Wind-Ups. So I guess there was 2 Wind-Ups in top 8. Not much to say about Wind-Ups. Everything that I wanted to say about Wind-Ups I covered when we talked about the other guy in top 4. So that's pretty much it. Let's just move on to the next guy. I guess if that's top 8, then I'll go into one quick thing. since it's the next deck in line, I'll just talk about Chris Lofton, who got top 16 with Bubble Beat. It doesn't surprise me. Even with 2 E-Call, the deck can still go Stratos, Normal, Search, go for Bubble Man, set a bunch of back row that's amazing. Like, counter your stuff, attack with that Blade Armor for game. The deck is really good and it's really fast. I'm surprised about the fact that he only ran 1 Super Poly, which really surprises me because of the fact that Super Poly is so good, especially that now they have an Elemental Hero for every single element. Especially, like, even against me, I hate when my opponent Super Polys my Descendant when I'm ready to destroy a bunch of crap. I hate when my opponent Super Polys my Descendant, and then they end up getting a 20-whatever-100 Escarado out of it. It's like, oh, I lost my Destruction, and they get a big beefy monster. Personally, when it comes to the ban list for heroes, I would have personally liked to see Miracle Fusion and Super Poly. No, I think Miracle Fusion's not bad, but Miracle Fusion's annoying. But I would think they should have hit Super Poly, because Super Poly, the only cost is to discard 1 card from your hand. I really think that, yeah, that's good, but it cannot be chained to, and you cannot negate the activation of the Super Poly, so either way you're going to lose your monster. But the new text says that, or not new text, but the ruling is that you can't stop the summon of the monster, but you can stop the summon of the monster after it's been summoned. So you can bottomless a monster that is summoned off of Super Poly. So I normal my Descendant, use Super Poly, I can bottomless your Escarado, but I cannot stop the Super Poly, so either way I'm going to lose my Descendant. So that's pretty much it. I think that the heroes are still good, and even with 2 E-Call, the deck didn't really get hit that bad. So that's pretty much my discussion. The website didn't have exactly every single deck list, so I'm not exactly sure if I got every single person in top 8. I believe I did. When I said we were on 7th, we might have been on 8th place, I don't know. But so that's my thoughts and the top 8 of YCS Indy. I wish I could have been there. The problem is my age, so I can't pay for a plane ticket or anything like that. I can't go do these fancy events. I'd like to, but I really can't. But anyway, so that's my thoughts on YCS Indy. Congratulations to everyone who got there, and Billy, good job, especially just because we all thought Insectors were done, but apparently they're not. They're back. So yeah, that's pretty much it. Thanks for watching. Check out my main channel. Like, comment, subscribe. Peace out, YouTube.